Welcome everyone. I am Hiram Reddy Modugula from the At Home Education Local Organizing Committee in India. This is part one of a four-part video series about how to set up your laptop for service robot development. So the reason for making this video is that the first step in this journey of getting started is actually setting up your laptop, and it turns out that this step is the most challenging. In past events, this usually consumes between half to an entire day. So the aim of this series is to streamline the process and reduce that time by mainly putting out a dedicated set of instructions for setting up the laptop for our at-home education purposes, because the other resources that are available online right now are not catered specifically to this requirement. So let's get into it. The first thing we will be looking at would be the configuration of the system that would be required. So I would be showing you the my system's configuration and then also setting out guidelines for the minimum recommended configuration. So what you can do is go down to the search bar over here and type in system information. That should pop up, and this gives us a lot of details about the system. So we can see this is Windows 10, and when we go down to the processor, we can see that this is the i5 3rd gen, and is a 4-core processor with 4 threads. So what's important to look at over here is that your CPU must be Intel i5 or above, so that's i5, i7 CPUs, and the recommended generation, that's the number right after i5 over here. So mine over here is the 3rd gen. It's recommended that you, so as your, if you have an i5, then it's 3rd gen or above, and if you have an i3, then it's recommended highly that you have 5th gen or above. Another thing you need to keep in mind is that the processor must also be having a minimum of 2 cores, and it's recommended that it's a 4-core processor because you'll be running simulation, and then for more heavy development that will be better. As you can see over here, the RAM is 8 GB of RAM, and that is the minimum recommended RAM. And to be on a safer side, it would be better if you have 16 GB of RAM, especially when you're running a lot of simulations on the same device, or if you're using heavy visualization based software like Arviz or Gazebo or MATLAB. So now for the storage requirements, it's not mentioned over here, but what you can simply do is go to File Explorer and then right click on your local disk and then open up Properties. That would give you the total capacity of your drive. Over here you can see that it's all around 500 GB, and the recommendations over here are between 250 to 500 GB of total disk space. It can be either a hard drive or an SSD. You should not have a storage space below 250 GB because you will be partitioning it to have both Windows and Ubuntu installed. Next up, to look at the GPU requirements, we have to open up Device Manager. So you can go down here and type Device Manager. So from here, what you can see is you have display adapters, and then you can see the listed GPU that you have. It would, if it's an integrated GPU, then it would be listed as Intel HD graphics, and if it's a discrete GPU, then depending upon the provider, that's NVIDIA or AMD, it should be listed down here. So the recommended GPU configuration very much depends on your CPU combination. In my case, I have a CPU with 4 cores. So because that's stronger CPU, it's okay to have integrated graphics. But if you have only a 2-core CPU, then it's very much recommended that you have a discrete graphics card. If you are planning to do a lot of heavy development in terms of training neural networks or running complex simulations, then it is recommended that you have a good discrete GPU irrespective of your CPU configuration. Do keep in mind that the specs given here are the minimum requirements for a device, and to be on the safer side you can always have higher specifications, but it is strongly recommended that if your laptop does not meet any of these criteria, then immediately do try to search for another laptop, because later on there might be problems of the installation failing or the laptop getting hanged when you're running Ubuntu or ROS, and at that time it would be a lot of effort would have gone into it and it would be difficult to get a new laptop and do the installation again. So just pause this video right now and go ahead and search for a laptop with the required specifications. Now that you have a laptop or PC which meets all of the specifications that are recommended here, you can proceed to the second part of the video, where we would be covering how to set up Ubuntu, that is how to dual boot your system to have Windows and Ubuntu both installed. I hope that this video gave you a good overview of the requirements for a system that can be used for service robot development. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next part.